Good morning, everyone. My name is Joanna Fea Arsolivio, and I will be your reporter for this topic, Conversation Towards Social Justice. Let's start with the thesis statements. The social teachings of the Church on human and Christic peace work to promote harmony and understanding between those with various backgrounds and beliefs by promoting the dignity and respect of all people. Second, the Church's social teachings on human and Christic peace emphasize the importance of promoting justice, reconciliation, and violence in order to create a harmonious society. Third, the social teachings of the Church promote the proactive pursuit of peace through dialogue, forgiving one another, and acting in solidarity in order to address the underlying causes of conflict and promote lasting reconciliation. For the contents, we have justice in the Bible, justice in the Old Testament, and justice in the New Testament. We start with justice in the Bible. Let us define first what is justice. According to Catechism of the Catholic Church, justice consists in the firm and constant will to give to others their due. Justice toward God is called the virtue of religion. Augustine of Hippo. Augustine viewed justice as aligning oneself with God's will. For him, justice involves loving God and loving one's neighbor as oneself. He emphasized that justice is an inherent part of God's character and should guide human conduct. Another one from Thomas Aquinas. He believed that justice is grounded in the natural law and involves giving each person their due. He identified 4 types of justice: commutative, fair exchange between individuals; distributive, fair allocation of resources by authorities; legal, obedience to just laws; and social, common welfare and harmony. Their interpretations contribute to ongoing theological and philosophical reflections on the nature of justice and its implications for individual conduct and social structures. The faith of Abraham. From Genesis chapter 22 verse 17, I will surely bless you, and I will multiply your descendants like the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will possess the gates of their enemies. Abraham's story plays a significant role in understanding justice in the Bible. His faithfulness to God and his willingness to follow God's commands demonstrate a deep trust in God's justice and righteousness. Abraham's journey serves as an example of acting justly by obeying God's will, even when it involves sacrifice or challenges societal norms. The desert wandering and the events on Mount Sinai. Exodus chapter 19 verse 5 and 20. Therefore, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you shall be a special treasure to me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai, on the top of the mount, and the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. And at Deuteronomy 5, God gave the 10 Commandments to Moses. Justice during the desert wandering of the Israelites centers on God's provision and guidance for His people. Despite their disobedience and complaining, God demonstrates justice by providing daily sustenance or manna and protecting the Israelites from harm. This narrative portrays justice as God's commitment to care for His people and fulfill His promises, even in the midst of their shortcomings. The giving of the Ten Commandments and the establishment of the Mosaic Law on Mount Sinai is a pivotal moment of understanding justice in the Bible. The law outlines how individuals should relate to God and to one another, setting a foundation for justice within the Israelite community. It includes commands to honor God, respect one's parents, refrain from murder, theft, adultery, and false witness, among others. These laws promote justice by building a society rooted in righteousness, fairness, and compassion. Nomadic existence and settlement in Canaan. Justice is also evident in the transition from a nomadic existence to the settlement in Canaan. As the Israelites conquer the land, God instructs them in just practices. For example, they are commanded to leave portions of their fields unharvested for the poor. From Leviticus chapter 19 verse 9 to 10. Practice fair weights and measures. Deuteronomy chapter 25 verse 13 to 16. And provide for the needs of widows, orphans, and foreigners. In Deuteronomy chapter 24 verse 17 to 22. These instructions highlights justice as a communal responsibility and emphasize caring for the vulnerable and marginalized members of society. In these narratives and events, justice in the Bible is depicted as a divinely ordained principle, rooted in obedience to God's commands and the promotion of righteousness, fairness, and compassion within both individual actions and societal structures. It encompasses God's provision, care, and demand for justice in human relationships, emphasizing the communal responsibility to honor God and treat others justly. Justice in the Old Testament. Justice of Yahweh in the Covenant and Codes. The Old Testament revolves around the idea of a covenant, a sacred agreement between Yahweh and Israel. Within this covenant framework, justice is seen as an essential aspect of Yahweh's character. The covenant outlines the terms of the relationship, including expectations of how Israel should live justly. The laws and commandments given in the Pentateuch, such as the Ten Commandments and various legal codes, provide guidelines for justice within the Israelite community. These laws promote fairness, honesty, and protection of the vulnerable, establishing a just society. Justice in the prophetic tradition. The prophets in the Old Testament played a crucial role in calling out injustice and reorienting the people towards God's justice. They critique social injustices, oppression, and the neglect of the covenant's principles. The message of the prophets highlights that true justice is not just adherence to ritualistic practices, but also caring for the marginalized, seeking righteousness, and embodying mercy. They called for societal transformation, urging individuals and leaders to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. That's from the book of Micah, chapter 6, verse 8. Overall, justice in the Old Testament, specifically in relation to Yahweh, is presented as a combination of adherence to the covenantal laws and commands, the salvific nature of God, and the call of mercy and compassion. It is not simply about punishment, but also about restoring the community. working towards a just and equitable society, and prioritizing transformative justice as opposed to strict legalism. The prophetic tradition serves as a reminder of the importance of pursuing justice and righteousness in both personal and societal realms. As you can see, we have here the fundamental moral values enshrined in the Decalogue or the Ten Commandments, and on the other side, the Decalogue values translated into the positive Filipino values. The first commandment, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. The first commandment about grateful obedience. Utang na loob, God's kagandahang loob. The second commandment, you shall not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them nor serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands to those who love me and keep my commandments. It's about holy sovereignty, pagkilala sa pagkadiyos ng Diyos. The third commandment, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Prohibition, name of God, kababaang loob. The fourth commandment, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, nor your son nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested in the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. The fourth commandment, worship or interhuman relations, pagsamba at pakikipagkapwa-tao. The fifth commandment, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. Order and obedience, pagpapahalaga sa nakakatanda. The sixth commandment, you shall not murder, protect life, pagdadamayan. The seventh commandment, you shall not commit adultery, marriage or sacredness and its sanctity, pagtataya sa sarili, palabra de honor. The eighth commandment, you shall not steal, property or rules of justice, pagpapahalaga sa karapatan ng tao para mabuhay ng malaya at sa karapatan ng pag-aari. The ninth commandment, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Protect the truth, maging makatotohanan. And the last commandment, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. Wagas na kalooban. Let's go to justice in the New Testament. As you can see, the Gospels gives us the life of Christ. In Matthew's Gospel, it's present in the parable of the unmerciful servant in Matthew chapter 18, verse 23 to 35. God's justice is qualified by mercy. Forgive others if you want God's forgiveness. And marginalized in Matthew chapter 25 verse 31 to 46. It's also present in Luke's Gospel. Jesus' mission on justice from Luke chapter 6 verse 20 to 26, rejection at Nazareth. Christ's teaching in the Sermon on the Mount, Luke chapter 6 verse 20 to 26. Magnificat's threefold revolution, Mary's canticle at Luke chapter 1 verse 51 to 53. Eschatological reversal, Good Samaritan, Great Supper. Luke's critique of riches, that wealth is evil if one becomes the slave of money, when wealth is used to oppress and exploit others. Luke condemns the above rich but makes two exceptions. Luke's rich man, poor man stories. All of this can be seen in the Gospel of Luke. The Gospels portray Jesus as the embodiment of justice and compassion. Jesus consistently prioritizes the marginalized, oppressed, and vulnerable, challenging the societal structures and power dynamics that perpetuate injustice. He consistently heals the sick, feeds the hungry, embraces the outcasts, and advocates for the voiceless. Jesus' ministry demonstrates that justice involves not only fulfilling the legal requirements but also actively seeking the well-being and dignity of others. The Beatitudes found in the Sermon on the Mount in the Gospel of Matthew present a profound understanding of justice. They are a series of blessings pronouncing happiness upon those who exhibit specific character traits aligned with the kingdom of God. The Beatitudes emphasize qualities such as humility, meekness, mercy, purity of heart, peacemaking, and a hunger of righteousness. As you can see in the presentation, we have the Beatitudes enshrined in the Filipino values, and on the other side, the Filipino disvalues the reversal of the Beatitudes in the Filipino character. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Karukhaan ng puso. On the other side, mapagmataas, arrogant, or self-assertion. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Pakikidalamhati sa paghihirap ng iba o kapighatian ng kapwa. On the other side, makasarili, self-isolation. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Mahinahon, matimpi. On the other side, mapusok, ruled by emotions. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Banal na pagkauhaw para sa katarungan ng Diyos. On the other side, makamundo, lack of sensitivity to the things of the Spirit. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Maawaing pagmamahal. On the other side, matigas ang puso, hardness of heart, deaf, blind, numb to the pain of so many. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Buong pusong pagmamahal sa Diyos. Pagkasalawahan, on the other side, moves from one passion to the other, only touching the periphery of things. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Paghangad at pagsikap para sa kapayapaan. On the other side, pagkasalawahan, on the other side, marahas or cruel. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Matibay ang kalooban, on the other side, marupok. The Beatitudes challenge traditional notions of power and highlights that justice is not solely about retaliation or retribution, but rather about embodying the transformative love and compassion of God. Justice in the New Testament, particularly in the Gospels and the Beatitudes, emphasizes Jesus' radical teachings and actions. It calls for a deep sense of empathy, mercy, and compassion towards the marginalized, coupled with the pursuit of righteousness and peace. Justice in the New Testament understanding encompasses a holistic view of promoting human dignity, addressing systematic injustices, and actively working towards the establishment of God's kingdom on earth. This ends my report, and thank you for listening. Once again, good morning.